Hi, everybody. I'm Mel Doerr, the Aloha Shirt Psychic, and we got Linda Grindel in the house.
Hi, everybody.
Queen
Listen, I'm
Linda.
sorry if I'm a little blurred. It's almost like a little bit of a maybe even the humidity here. It's
You
a
don't
little
look
bit.
blurred. It's just a little glare, but it's not bad.
It's a steam look. I got a steamy look.
That's that filter you put over the lens.
It's my Carrie Lake filter.
Ah,
Uh, Hello, everyone. We definitely send out prayers for anyone involved in the hurricane tropical storm down in Southern California. We want you to know that Linda and Sterling, who live down there, are doing good. I talked to friends in Malibu, and in fact, I was talking to a friend in Southern California when the earthquake hit. So all of a sudden, it's not fun anymore.
earthquake would scare the bejesus out of me.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people are frightened of them.
Um, Tornadoes are bad enough, but earthquakes
Yeah.
rank right up
You
there.
know, what was I going to say?
So
They,
Sterling and his wife are okay.
they're good.
Good,
They're doing good.
good.
And, they live in an area that those mountains could do some dumps with the mud, but they're doing really good.
Well, thank goodness I don't see any harm coming to them.
Yeah, they're doing good.
And I talked to a friend of mine in Palm Springs, a couple friends in Palm Springs, and they said it's pretty bad there. So,
I know the sidewalks and the roads are like rivers.
what is this? The first storm of this magnitude in 80 some odd years?
Well, actually, it's less than that because it's a tropical storm. It wasn't actually the hurricane. And then don't even go on social media. The rights are doing pictures of Hillary, and it's not even spelt the same. It's Hillary. It's not Hillary. So they're using her name to act like making fun of her, making fun of Biden.
And
Got nothing better to do.
it's like you were saying, but before we started recording, weren't you telling me that there's some conspiracy theorists that said the fires on Maui started from
Oh,
lasers?
lasers. Yeah,
Wrong.
lasers.
Wrong.
There's always a conspiracy, no matter what.
There was like one of them was started with a transformer that kind of got too
You can
hot.
see it. You saw it burst.
Right. And that started fires because it's dry on parts of Maui.
Yeah, but I do think they have a good lawsuit against the power company.
Well, they do. But now you fan it with 80-mile-an-hour winds, and hello.
And also, they were lucky in Southern California because the highest it got was 60.
In a way, it was the perfect storm, Not that it was perfect, and there are still people missing. So,
and yesterday, I got to tell you guys, I was supposed to do the prayers, which I'm not prayers, to pick a card for my members. We're doing that today around 3. But I just had trouble with the internet. I still do a little bit because Mel's link to this would not come through. I had something with my internet where all of a sudden I got 257 emails. So what happened is I wasn't getting emails. And
those were in retrograde Mercury, I think.
And somebody told me I have Gemini and Mercury.
Oh.
So somebody said, Linda, you're getting ready. And I've gotten hit. But yesterday, I just also did not feel good.
I think that was going around. I was in the emergency room for a full day on was it Wednesday or Thursday? I forget.
I just could not rally. I just didn't feel like even taking a shower. I was not feeling upbeat.
When you said you didn't feel like taking a shower, I was like, what shit?
That's how bad it was. I just, I had things to do and I just didn't get them done. And my whole body hurt. So I took the COVID test and it wasn't COVID. By the way, if you guys could say prayers for my sister, Deborah, and her 2 sons, they both, all of them have COVID.
How are they doing with it?
Well, it's like a bad cold. Benny's throat is really hurting. I ordered some soup for them and sent it to the house.
Tell them to gargle warm salt water. It does help.
Yeah.
That's what I did for my throat. And it did help. I mean, the pain was excruciating, but you do what you got to do. But tell them to try that.
Yeah, your voice is really good. How's your swallowing now?
It's better. It's funny. I saw the doctor on Wednesday then I ended up in the emergency room, I think the next day for electrolytes. But she said she cannot believe how incredibly well my voice is doing. She said it's pretty much the same as it was before the surgery. I said,
Okay.
yeah. And I said, there's still some soreness here. And then when she told me everything they did, I was like, oh. And she said, it's probably from this device we use to open your mouth. And I said, yeah, it looks like a car jack. I watched it on YouTube. But she said I'm doing really well. So I think
Fantastic.
I think the reason I was dehydrated is because I couldn't take big drinks, big
Yeah,
sips. And I think that's what the problem was, dehydration when I went to the
you're
hospital.
used to being able to just gobble it down.
Yeah, but not now. So I've
Because
got
when they
I'm sorry.
bolushed you with those IVs, I'm sure you immediately started feeling good.
Oh my God. They hooked that IV up, the PVCs. You know, I have them occasionally. That means premature ventricular contractions. They stopped. I couldn't even get an accurate read of my blood pressure because when you're having that many PVCs, the blood pressure cuff's not accurate.
Yeah.
So crashing. So everything was like, but when they started the fluid, oh my God, it was like amazing. I said, turn it up a notch.
There you go. It's a
Not,
wonderful feeling.
not to mention the
No, I was so sick with the flu with both ends, and I had to go to the ER, and they popped that IV. Oh God, it was night and day.
not to mention the resident was nice eye candy. So
Excuse me, I have a little growth right here, and I was wondering.
Gary was sitting right there, and the guy walked out. He goes, well, never mind. But
Okay,
I don't know if he heard us or not, but who cared? You know, a little levity. Okay, I got a lot of questions here.
okay, good. We need questions.
Okay, Chris says, hello, you both beautiful souls. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you
Oh,
do.
he's talking about you too.
No, he's talking about you and the dog. I live in Ventura County in Southern California. And as you know, we're having a tropical storm and just had a 5.1 earthquake. Do you guys see more storms and earthquakes for us? I see more earthquakes, but we had predicted there would be a smaller earthquake. We just predicted this a couple weeks ago that there'd be a small earthquake in Southern California. And a 5 points not that big, right?
No, there was a 4.5 in Malibu, April. But yeah, there's no Armageddon coming up yet.
No, I don't see.
Although might be 6-pointers. Sterling predicted this too, more towards the north, might even be in my area or even in Washington and Oregon, I see.
But if it is, I don't think it's going to be a major earthquake. I mean, 6 point, I don't know.
Well, you know, the good news about California, if someone's going to get hit with an earthquake, they tend to survive. We had that 6.9 Loma Prieta. We had the one in Southern California. I can't remember that one, but there was some deaths, but it's not like some of these like Turkey or something with the brick buildings and they fall all over people.
Well, because I think the buildings in California, you know, are pretty much, I don't know if there's a such thing as totally earthquake proof, but they have the codes for the buildings, you know, can withstand, you know, certain earthquakes on, you know, with a certain rating.
Because we had a death of a young woman who was working at a store and she died because they had a brick face and the bricks collapsed down on her. It's bricks that you got to worry about. Watch out for even there was a little boy that got hurt. I don't know what happened to him if he made it, but you know, fireplaces will fall.
I think the thing that concerns me more than earthquakes is these storms, and they're going to get worse and they're going to be more intense. And I do see some more storms. You know, we had both predicted flooding in Southern California, and look at what's going on.
Right.
And so I do see more of that. You know, now as we speak, there's 3 tropical storms turning into hurricane coming in from the Atlantic side.
Right.
I also foresee some hurricanes coming up through the Gulf to hit Florida and Alabama and Louisiana. So, you know, this climate change, you know, nature's telling us to get it together.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so 129 ask, 1290 ask, When will justice against 45 prevail? I think it's already starting.
It's already starting.
Right.
I'm sorry it's taken so long, but don't even worry about that. It is coming on. If you can't feel it, I don't know what to tell. Where we're standing now compared to this time last year, hello,
Exactly.
the sky is going down. Now, winds we can't properly pick. As psychics, we're not privy that over there. Timing is different, like our beautiful Jimmy Carter is, it's been 6 months now and he's getting ready to cross.
Right.
But at the time, and I told everybody, they gave my dad hospice and then he lived 4 years longer. So it just depends. I think she decided too that she was going the same time as him.
Absolutely. I feel that. Sometimes, they can say 6 months and it's longer. You don't know. I've seen people go on hospice 4 or 5 times and they're still kicking. But
Yeah.
that brings up a question though, about 45 and justice. And you probably read on this, but Trump is asking, and so is Meadows. And you and I have both predicted that Meadows would be indicted and would.
And by the way, he did he did talk to Jack Smith. Remember, we had a feeling he squealed.
That's right. And he did.
But Fannie didn't have to not indict him. He might not have been forthcoming enough with her. So guess what? She slapped him with, and I don't think he's going to get away trying to make it federal.
Exactly where I was going with this, that he wanted to have a change in venue to make it federal. And if that happens, I'll be very surprised because that judge.
I don't see it happening. I see him being furious. And also Jack Smith's like, whatever, dude. We got what because he's the one that told him. Not once when I worked for Donald Trump did I see him ever unclassify a document.
Right. Something though, my psychic light bulb just went on when you were saying that we both had said that Meadow would talk to Jack Smith or the prosecution and to the DOJ. It was behind closed doors. They kept it pretty silent. But I got a funny feeling. My intuition my guides are showing me that he is going to talk to Fani in Georgia before all this takes off. How much? I mean, he's already been indicted, but
who's going to talk, Mark or the DOJ?
Meadows. He will talk. He'll talk to Fani.
Well, he won't talk to her until he gets turned down with the federal thing.
Correct, but he will talk to her because I see more stuff coming out against Trump. And I still see Trump being held in contempt by Judge, what's her name, Chutkan or whatever.
Yeah, he's going in this week to be arrested in Georgia.
Pity.
And he's not going to show up. He's not going to show up for the debate because you know why? It's not that he doesn't have to. He should. It's because he's afraid.
Oh, well, what about all the stuff he was going to come out with? Oh, I've got proof and I'm going to come out with it on Monday. And then nothing.
Well, you know what happened, don't you? I got this strong, and I think I even heard somebody within the organization talk about it. His attorneys all threatened to quit.
Yeah.
You come out with this bull, we're done. And what my vision was when he said that, I saw him holding up a document, and I saw like a little ninja or something taking it towards him. So no matter what it is, it'll be chopped up and thrown away.
I was going to tease you today and say, Linda, would you do that?
It's like it's not good.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, you did say that. Okay. I gotta look at these names. I can't pronounce the name. I'm sorry. Just Lisesoly. Will Manchin and Sinema ever be outed for their corruption?
Down the road, they're going to lose bigly.
Oh,
they're going to lose bigly.
Geez.
They're not because it's just like those people that change from Democrat to Republicans. They won't win again because they're, what do you call Indian givers? People don't trust people that change midstream. Trump was a Democrat forever.
I know.
So it's like, who are you rooting for? I don't get it.
But Trump doesn't care about political affiliation. All he wants is to hold on to the power, and people worship him. That's what he wants. And and we had said Trump's base will be Trump's base. That's why the Iowa caucuses among the Republicans are still so much for Trump, because his base is his base.
Right.
But I still see him.
But they did do the likability on the candidates, and Trump wasn't number one.
Not at all. So yeah, well, here's what I see coming. I foresee coming too. I predict that at some point there's going to be laws in federal government and the state saying if you're elected a Democrat or a Republican, and if you want to change your affiliation, then that opens up that space. So there has to be a special election then to replace.
Exactly. And also they have to refund the Democrats for all the money, and or Republicans for all the money that they use to get them inside. It's not right, and they know it.
So I see legislation coming out. So
yeah, it might not happen until the 25.
I think it's after the elections. Okay. So Beth Hunt says, hi, Mel and Linda. I was wondering if you see the Mueller report coming back in a big way, providing evidence of Russian interference and conspiracy. If so, when do you see it becoming relevant again? Now,
the when is the hard part, but I've said it forever. I've said that don't give up on the Mueller thing, because it's definitely going to happen.
I had seen that, being on the back burner, but it coming front and center.
Yeah.
And I think Jack Smith might have liked to have put some of that in there, but I think he backed off because he just wanted to focus on what he needed to focus on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it
will come up, but I don't even know, like, if Trump's already done and dusted, because it feels like there's going to be so many books written and made for TV, movies, and so much stuff about the truth. And it's going to be really, you think Nixon was something. Somebody said that red hat, Make America Great Again, will be the same symbol as a Nazi flag.
Well, that's kind of what it is. And I watched this thing on Hitler, how he came to power, and it runs parallel to what Trump was doing and is doing. It's like a playbook from
that was his favorite book,
Mein Kampf, which means my struggles.
Yeah, he loved that book. But here's the difference between Hitler and Trump. Hitler served in the military.
And Hitler was, I'm not saying I like Hitler, because I don't. He was a monster, but he was smart. Trump is not smart.
Way smarter than Trump.
So I think a lot of the people around Trump.
But he was obsessed with what the media had to say about him.
Of course.
Just like Trump is.
Exactly. Well, and Trump also took direction under the table from Putin as well.
Right.
So I see the Mueller report coming front and center again. Absolutely. Somebody says that Callie Angel said there's some counter protesters in New York against Trump. Okay. Okay. Rob asks, thank you for all that you do. Question, what will the weather be like this winter in the DC metro area?
What?
What will the weather this winter be like in the DC metro area? I see it being pretty harsh, actually. I mean, I was in DC once and the weather was horrible. It was, I see a lot of rain, cold.
I do see rain. I'm not seeing as bad as it's going to be in other places.
I don't
more towards the ocean.
I just see a lot of rain.
Yeah.
A lot of wet.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, people want to know what we see for the winter in North Dakota and Minnesota. Are you there, Linda?
Okay. Yeah, that's me. Sorry. I'm trying to get it off. There we go. What's going to happen to where?
It says, hold on a minute. What do you see for the winter in North Dakota and Minnesota?
Cold. Real cold. Minnesota, I'm feeling a pretty good snowstorm.
Yeah, I'm seeing some major snowstorms hitting Minnesota, more than what they normally get.
That's what I'm getting. They've had bad before, but I'm feeling it comes on again.
In upstate New York too.
Yeah.
We're talking like 4 or 5 feet of snow. The East Coast is going to get hit.
And did you see I pay extra for the apps on the Weather Channel to see the up and coming hurricanes. It's littered out there right now.
I know. That's what I was saying. There's so many of them in the Atlantic coming up through the Caribbean. And so listen.
Texas is getting ready to get hit with a tropical storm, but they need the rain.
No, but it's a hell of a way to get it.
I know, especially if the land's dry.
That makes it worse because then the water absorbs and it runs off.
Yeah.
Okay. Deborah Godlewski says, do you see any state keeping 45 off the ballot if he wins the GOP nomination? I don't know if they can do that.
They can't. Someone put a fake thing saying that Governor Newsom said he cannot be on the ballot, but no, not until they get him for 14. They will prove that he was what do you call him? A seditionist.
Right.
He worked against his country. And then that's when, but it'll just be said that he can't be on the ballot, but not by individual states. They can't do that. Well, otherwise they take Biden off. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. I see him convicted. I'm talking about Trump, because I don't know. There's some kind of ordinance in Chicago, like if you've been convicted, they can take your name off a public place or something. And so I keep seeing Trump on Trump Tower coming down. And you've heard my joke before. I think they should just take down the T and leave RUMP up there, rump. I've had that vision for a long time. Unfortunately, the people in Chicago.
And there's been a lot of Trump places that have taken the sign down.
I mean, it's a that sign is like the letters are like 4 or 5 stories high, but it's unfortunate that the people of Chicago will have to pay to have the damn thing taken down.
Because he's not in that building anymore, right?
I don't think so.
That's like Las Vegas has a big old building that has Trump on it.
A lot of them just pay to use his name.
Not anymore.
Okay. Let's see. Our friend, the lawyer who comes to Sedona, Diane Katchia. She's been to Sedona 2 or 3 times.
I know. Hi, Diane.
Hi. Hello, Mel and Linda. Could this be indictment number 5 in the Georgia indictment? It lists 5 acts where 45 and his co-conspirators met with Arizona officials to corrupt the election. Will the Arizona Attorney General indict any of those 5 co-conspirators listed in the Georgia indictment? Juliana, Ellis, Chesbro, and Eastman. I don't know.
Cheeseburger. It's not Chesbro.
Cheeseburgers with pickles.
So can you repeat that again?
It says, okay, could this be indictment number 5? In the Georgia indictment, it lists 5 acts where 45 and his co-conspirators met with Arizona officials to corrupt the election.
Right.
Will the Arizona Attorney General indict any of those 5 co-conspirators listed in the Georgia indictment?
I thought she has a list of non-indicted. I think they're on there. I'll tell you when the next one's coming. It's coming from Arizona.
I say yes, that is number 5. The answer is yes. And you're right, Linda. When you said coming from Arizona, my psychic light bulb flashed yes.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens, comes out in Arizona.
Yeah.
I see at least 3 coming out from Arizona, but I'm telling you, Trump is going to be held in contempt of court because his lawyers told him Monday not to open his mouth. You're right. But it's
he did anyway. Oh, by the way, he's calmed down somewhat.
I'm sorry, say again?
He has calmed down. He's not talking trash.
It's impossible for him not to open his mouth.
Yes.
And he's going to open his mouth and she's going to be like,
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, somebody just said, how are you doing? If I'm not careful, she'll send her crazy dog over.
Oh.
That's funny, Elaine Tanner.
Oh.
Well, send your dog over. I'll drink water with him. Um, B. Butler wants to know if Hillary Clinton will run again for president. Mm, I
No,
don't see that.
no,
Okay.
I don't feel good about Bill.
I don't either.
I always saw when Jimmy goes, Bill could be following, not necessarily dying, but energetically really kind of going downhill. So I just think Hillary will be taking care of her husband.
That's what I think.
Scorpios are very strong like that. They take good care of their families.
They certainly do. Okay, Cheryl wants to know, I think we've touched on this before. Will the student forgiveness program be revived or should we give up hope? Don't give up hope. She says, since we don't qualify under the recently accepted forgiveness and interest freeze program, cost of living in Hawaii is already hard and it would have helped kickstart our future. Mahalo, she says. Don't give up hope because at some point I see a lot of that forgiven. And
I do too. And there's some people have written me and said they went to look at their loan and it was totally gone.
Right.
So Biden is working behind the scenes, let me tell you.
Right. Oh, he is. I know. And I see the court changing. So
yeah.
I mean, there are already rumblings about adding more justices to the court.
They should.
Well, I don't think Biden wants to touch it just yet.
I know, but it's stupid because there's 9 and there's 13 courts. You know what I'm saying? They usually get the judges depending on the courts, and now there's 13. It'd be very easy for him to add based on that alone.
It's too much of a political hotbed for him right now.
It's like, what's his name? It makes me so frustrated.
But at some point, I do see 13 justices, though. That I see.
Yeah, what's his name? The guy who's the attorney general.
Oh, Merrick Garland.
The Libra. They sit on the fence too long.
Well, I agree with that. I totally agree with that.
I'll tell you that. At some point, that Jack Smith, he don't mess. So.
Oh, I like him. At some point, though, I do see 13 justices. My favorite number is 13.
Yeah.
Okay. So I say don't give up. Okay. Okay. Alice Wilson says, will the faux news personalities ever get in trouble for all their nonsense? Tucker, Hannity, Laura, to name a few. Well, I think a few already have. Oh, what are you showing me? Yay.
Look at he's smiling there. When I look at this picture, I think of that song, when I'm feeling blue, all I have to do is take a look at you.
I'm going to send a picture of him to you, framed.
I need one with a pillow. Somebody sent me Gerard Butler. That's getting kind of worn out. But I need one with Jack too, You
need one autographed is what you need.
I always fall in love with the leading men.
You too, huh?
I even had a crush on Mueller, I mean, because I was attracted to the way they went forward,
I get
as
it.
best as they could.
Well, they
but Jack don't take no prisoners. I'm going to tell you right now.
No, he's not going to take any prisoners at all. Neither will this judge.
And I see him getting rid of that judge in Florida. She's about ready to do something really stupid. I can't remember, but they were talking about it.
He's outmaneuvering her. And she's taking her leads from Trump's lawyers, and that's what's crucifying her.
And Fox News.
But I see, and when you said that, I see Fox News being sued again for all the stuff they're putting out.
They already have lawsuits, a bunch coming.
There's a lot more coming.
More than Dominion, yeah.
More, but not even about 2016 or.
And trust me, they're pissed that Trump decided to go with Tucker Carlson.
Oh yeah, but that's what this question is. Will the faux news personalities ever get in trouble for their nonsense? Tucker, Hannity, Laura. Well, Fox got rid of him. And he thinks he's going to make this huge comeback, but I don't see it.
Fox is still paying him, actually.
I know. But I still see lawsuits not even having to do with the 2020 election against Fox, and they're going to be huge.
But I actually see people, as already, Murdoch has lost half his wealth. Right. Advertisers aren't paying. That's the key right there. So slowly but surely, he's getting kicked off the.
That's what
People won't be interested in Fox News. They're tired of being lied to.
I got a funny feeling at some point somebody's going to buy it and rebrand and bring it back and bring it to center. That's what I see.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I think so.
Okay. 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 Norma Bryan says, my question is, Alabama, Tennessee, Florida, and Louisiana have been sued for the gerrymandering, and in the next 2 weeks, we're supposed to get the results. And due to the redistricting, at least we were supposed to get 18 seats in the House of Representatives for 2024. My question is, will these lawsuits be successful? Ooh, I got no chills with that. I see yes.
I heard yes, big and loud.
Absolutely. Okay. Linda, once again, thanks for letting everybody know that I wasn't feeling well. I got a lot of healing energy, so thank you.
Thank you, you guys.
Okay. Sandy Clement says, what is the weather going to do in North Texas? We are over 100 every day. Well, I don't see a respite in the near future.
It's just horrible. Can you imagine? And this next week, it's going to be hot in so many places.
It's going to be record-breaking.
Chicago.
It's going to be record-breaking heat in the autumn. Yeah, it was like 91 here yesterday.
It's going to be humid too.
Well,
we're very lucky. I live in a place that I swear to God had 118-degree weather, 2 years ago. And now, we might get up to 100, but it's nothing like it used to be.
Well, people here complain about the humidity, and I laugh because I grew up in Kentucky, and sometimes the humidity there is off the charts, and there's no breeze.
Yeah,
it's like steamy, Okay. Nancy D says, are the interest rates coming down soon?
The interest rates for what?
For the interest rates for buying for mortgages.
Our friends Dennis and Julie.
I'm sorry.
Our friends Dennis and Julie. Dennis and Julie.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so they're in the mortgage company, and one of our people, I introduced them, and she bought a house via them in Arizona, and FHA loans are going at 6%. There's other loans, but I think it is if you've got bad credit that are higher, but it's sort of steady. Listen, when I bought my first house, I don't know about you, I think it was 11%.
I was like 11% interest, absolutely.
And the lowest I ever got was 7. This house I got 3.54, and let me tell you, I ain't leaving it.
No,
I ain't leaving it. They want me to refi and everything, and nope.
I see. My feeling is the interest rates will start to come down. I had predicted that.
I do. When the new season of our political, I see them especially working for families, first-time buyers.
I had predicted they would raise them 2 more times, and that's what happened. And now I think they're going to start bringing them down.
Yeah. So, because people are just going to stop buying. So exactly. They got to do something.
Okay, Frida Farrick says, hi, Mel and Linda. Thank you both in advance. Was Merrick Garland guided spiritually to appoint Jack Smith?
Well, everything is
everything's spiritual.
But he probably wouldn't say that.
But you're right about Jack Smith. He ain't taking no prisoners.
He's just, I'm sure Mueller is very happy with him. And Mueller got stuck. He couldn't do anything. He had Trump breathing down his neck.
Right.
Was constantly being berated by Barr and everybody.
Bill
He went to fire him, I don't know how many times. And Barr said, if you fire him, people will say it looks funny.
Well, now Bill Barr is backpedaling. There's nothing indictable in the Mueller report. Yeah, there was. And he's backpedaling on that. Well,
he has to stick by what he did. He doesn't want to be arrested for it.
I still see him under investigation.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He's not out of the woods. And Giuliani, he's up there yelling. I watched him on TV the other day. He's going down huge.
What was he yelling about?
oh, that he didn't do anything wrong and blah, 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 blah. And
Was the stuff dripping down his
I was
face?
just gonna say he wasn't sweating brown. He needed
Yeah,
some.
unfortunately, he might be the first one that goes to jail.
Exactly what I think.
They had a meeting, Stone did too, with Trump a while ago, asking for the money to help. He only got his travel and it was a handshake. He said he would still help. I think he threatened Trump, and you know how Trump is about being threatened.
Well, here's what I see.
What?
Light bulb went on again. Trump is using a lot of, I intuit, entertainment purposes only. A lot of the money that he's getting, he's using that for his legal fees, which is supposed to be for campaign stuff. And I see him being investigated for misappropriation of use of campaign funds.
Jack Smith is already doing that.
Well, you'll see more of it though.
Yeah, Jack Smith, they're using this as internet fraud or something fraud, that he told everybody that this voting was a fraud and he knew it wasn't, yet he got people to send money based on that. So he's going to be in trouble for that.
But it's still going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to hold him accountable for that. And did he pay tax on that money?
I don't know.
Well, because he used it to pay his lawyers.
Yep.
And that might be income then. Anyway, and what I see as a result of this is sweeping legislation coming to prevent things like that in the future. And stiff jail sentences for people that do misappropriate campaigns.
Well, they already had a big, him and his sons had something that was stealing the money for children, for disabled children. What a bunch of low lies. Hey, listen, let me tell you something real quick.
Okay.
Your invitation for Zoom went to my calendar. Not to my, and here's the thing. I can only do Zoom from my computer. I can't do it from my cell phone. So what the hell good is that? I'll have to ask my son when he comes this weekend how to change that.
It's probably just.
In the meantime, you're going to have to send me the invite to Google.
I will. You'll remind me. I'll forget. But okay. Okay. Terry Goodhart says, are the trials for Trump going to be lined up nicely at the beginning of 2024? She says, no horrible delays.
Well, he'll do delays, but there's one trial that's coming right in his face, and that's Jack Smith.
Exactly.
All you need is that one.
Because I predict he's going to open his mouth again very, very soon. They're going to take it to court, and the judge is going to say, no, we are expediting this trial. If Trump appeals it, what's he going to appeal? That it was an expedited trial? The Constitution says you have the right to a speedy trial.
Oh, no. Listen, I paid $950 for the connection. Why are you freezing?
Am I frozen now?
You were just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, you did too, a little bit. These cable companies, it's terrible.
Jesus.
And when they go down for 2 or 3 hours, I contact them and say, I want my bill adjusted. Well, it has to be down. I said, no. I paid for 2 or 3 hours I didn't get. You will adjust my bill.
Good.
So everybody out there, remember that when your cable goes down. Okay. I see those, you're right, those trials being expedited. Okay. So Tammy wants to know, do you see Trump testifying in any of his court cases? I'm sorry, I'm laughing for a reason, but go ahead, Linda. What do you think?
No, they will tell him you can't testify or we're leaving, because they know he'll just.
Exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say, let's hope he does, because he's going to incriminate the hell out of himself.
I got to say something though. I don't know why. I just got to hit you guys, and we'll look at this deeply later. I just saw a bunch of lawyers quitting.
I'm sorry, you said.
I just saw a bunch of Trump lawyers quitting.
When you said that, I saw too.
Like, we can't work with him.
I see too.
Wake up.
But that would, then Trump would use that to try to delay the trial, to say, oh, I had to get, now I've got to get new.
No, because they're going to tell the judge that he won't work correctly. He's not.
But you know what? It's not going to work. That stall tactic.
It's not with Jack. It's going to be with the other ones behind it.
That's
Because
right.
I almost feel like people just know he's so guilty. They're not going to put up with much nonsense from him.
Well, they'll try it as a, but Trump will try to use it as a stall tactic, but it
I
won't.
just heard something.
Go ahead.
Money will get tight and all of a sudden people aren't getting their money. I just heard that. So I see people saying, it's not worth fighting. I only did this for the money.
You know what? When you said that, I heard if they're even getting all their money right now, which I don't
Yeah,
think.
I feel like he's done some delay stuff, but somebody's going to catch. I see a couple, like you said. It just feels like he's not listening to them, and if they're not getting paid to put up with this heartache, they don't want, and their name will be thrown in the mud.
Plus, he's going to try to use it as a stall tactic.
Yeah,
but it won't work. I mean, everything he does, he thinks he's outsmarting this judge, but he forgets one thing. Jack Smith and Judge Chutkan, they are a gazillion times smarter than Trump and his whole legal team. So I'm sure that they have thought of every scenario or will, and anything he tries, they're going to put the Cleopas on it.
and can I tell you something even about that judge in Florida, Aileen?
Oh, Eileen Loose Cannon.
Yeah, she's trying to work on Trump's behalf and wants to take it to a more red state that have a bunch of Trump fun-loving people. May I say what my guide said real quick?
Go ahead.
They said even if she did that, they would still, because of the evidence, find him guilty. You got Mark Meadows saying he never saw him once declassified.
That's right. That's right. Mark Meadows' testimony is going to be damning for Trump federally, but also in Georgia. I'm telling you that he's going to come forward at some point and talk to Fani. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Maybe, like you said, if he doesn't get the change in venue, then he'll flip, but he's going to flip.
Okay, it might be the change of venue because right now I don't see him wanting to work with her.
Interesting how it'll come out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Two questions. This is from Ron Brock. Hi, Ron. Ron always. Ron comes up with some neat questions. Well, everybody does, but okay. Both Trump trials, will they try to use the new law in Georgia and try to remove Fani Willis? They'll try, but they won't succeed.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Right. Then will Trump get at least one felony conviction before the elections next year? Yes.
Absolutely. I think it's
three.
I gotta tell you, I could be wrong, but I think it's Jack Smith.
I see three felony convictions. I see him found guilty under RICO. They might try to reduce that charge, but they're not going to.
Okay.
And RICO's automatically got to do X amount of time, I think. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. Karen Steinos, what do you see happening in Pakistan with the election there in October? The previous prime minister is in prison, Imran Khan. Will he survive? There has also been persecutions of Christians in Pakistan.
Ooh.
Well, it's going to get worse in Pakistan before it gets any better.
Yeah. Now, the guy that's in jail, did he do anything wrong or no?
That I do not know. But I do see him surviving jail.
I do see a lot of protesting going on.
So do I. And I see somebody that's going to be elected that's not going to be very savory, but I don't see him finishing out his term as prime minister. Then I start to see things changing.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Wow. Karen Steinos also says, what do you see happening in Sweden with problems of people burning the Koran and violence? Well, I think that's part of that new prime minister that's ultra-right they elected. But I don't see that one staying in power very long either.
No, that person's getting taken out.
That's exactly what I see. Okay. Anti-melon bodacious tatas. This is from Sterling Roses. I love it.
That's beautiful. That's
Okay,
my favorite rose, by the way, is sterling.
really? I'll have to send you Sterling Roses. So
They're expensive.
your
They're
birthday's coming up.
expensive. Mm-hmm.
Shall we
26.
shall we announce when?
Nah,
Yeah, okay. We won't.
yeah. I'll keep it secret, like I keep my weight secret.
Her birthday's in January.
Yeah.
All right. Anti-melon bodacious tatas. My mind said earthquake a week ago when I saw that Hurricane Hillary was going to hit California. Today, Sunday, 5.1 earthquake. Then my mind saw a landslide. Remember Montecito landslide? Do you see something bigger than that one with this Hurricane Hillary? I do see landslides, yes.
And they've had a couple already.
Yes.
Not that caused terrible destruction, but they've had a mudslide. Yeah.
I don't think it'll be as big as Montecito, but I do see a lot more.
But did you see those boulders that fell?
Oh, yeah. They were
Huge.
huge. I saw one just tumbling through that water. I was like, whoa. I mean, it's amazing the force of nature. You know, Mother Nature's saying, I'll always win.
I'll always win.
Okay. Here's one, Tina, Mexico. It's kind of general. What do you see for 2025? I'll tell you what, Tina, at some point we'll do our predictions for 2025. How's that? But not today.
Yeah, we still got 24 coming up.
Correct. Okay, a lot of weather questions. Bluebird, hello, Mel and Linda. What is winter going to be like in Kansas City? I see record cold there too.
I see some wind disturbances. I don't know what that means.
I'm seeing
Just now when she said Kansas City, I saw like huge winds hitting it.
I saw a lot of like twisters, a lot of tornadoes.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's like a tornado.
Because I got that.
Yeah.
Word. Okay. Scott Pasquale. Hi, Scott. Hi, Mel and Linda, he says. DeSantis says on day one of his administration, he'll start slitting the throats of the deep state. I can't believe he would say such a thing.
Yeah,
I do wish he'll pay for it. DeSantis is going to be, as you say, a nothing burger.
A nothing burger.
Hmm.
He goes back to Florida, where right now he's so hated. And by the way, you guys, God bless Florida, especially the coastal areas. They're getting ready to get hit by numerous hurricanes. Maybe not stage 4 or 5, but enough that people are looking at him saying, do something, and he's not doing anything.
There's 3 coming.
Is there 3?
Right. I have to say the governor of California was pretty prepared, or tried to be, for this tropical storm. He really was.
Really? Yeah.
I was pretty impressed by him, Governor Newsom.
That's who he is. You know, he's always up. He's the one that had to put up with Trump coming to paradise in the middle of all that fire, and Trump's over there. Well, you know, I've been telling you guys, you got to sweep the forest. You got, oh, there were so many memes about people with brooms sweeping the forest.
I wish Newsom would run for president.
He may, in fact, run for president down the road.
Should. He'd be amazing.
Yeah.
And he'd win too. Okay, Kimberly Canal says, if 45 turns himself in on 823 to steal the limelight from the first GOP debate, will other media downplay this and not interrupt the debate? Ooh, that's a good question, but you know, I mean, he's going to have to turn himself in. If he doesn't, they'll issue a warrant.
He is going to turn himself in.
Right. And I think you're right.
But he's not doing the debate.
No.
He's already made that clear. Yeah.
But what her question is if when he turns himself in, will that divert attention away from the debate and attention toward Trump? And I don't think so.
Hoping for that.
Yeah, that's what he wants, but I don't think so.
May I say, and I could be wrong, I'm not seeing the interview with what's his name being a big deal. It's almost like when DeSantis decided to come out, he was running for president with the Twitter guy, Elon Musk.
Trump's interview with
yeah, I'm almost feeling like it's maybe even breaks down or something.
You're talking about Trump's interview with Tucker Carlson. Yeah, I didn't really feel much with that at all.
I'm not feeling like, well, listen, even the debate, I have no plans on watching it.
No way. I'm not
Not
watching it.
interested in any of them.
I'm not watching it. I don't want to get nauseated. Okay, we got time for a few more. Okay.
We do? Because I've got Bay Blinds coming.
Okay. Joy just says, will Trump be martyring himself and claiming he has sacrificed himself for the country? This is one way out. He'll always martyr himself. Anyway.
He's an idiot.
All right, Linda, next week you're a channel, correct?
Okay, yeah, honey. I'm sorry, but I usually think we end at 11, and so I scheduled Bay Blinds to come in about 10 minutes.
Who? I'm sorry.
Bay Blinds. I ordered new blinds for the garage.
Oh, I thought it was a guest.
Those blinds in the garage were pretty new, but the X,
I know.
and they start looking pretty. I had the whole garage painted. I had new floors put in, and this is the last bit. It's just, I've already ordered them. He's coming to put them in.
I've got these beautiful lamps upstairs with these huge shades. Those shades are like 60 years old, I think. My mother got these lamps from Germany, but because my stepdad smoked in the house, they're all nicotine stained, and I want to find a way to have them clean.
I bet you there's a way.
I'll take pictures of these lamps. They're beautiful. And when
Wow.
he died, my sister asked if I wanted them, and I said, yeah. So I've got them upstairs in the bedroom. They're gorgeous. So,
Awesome. Cool.
all right, sweetie.
All
Next,
right, honey.
your show. I love Mondays with you, by the way.
I know. We always have such a good time. I'm so glad to be feeling better.
Yeah, I'm glad yeah, me too. I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm glad I'm feeling better. So,
Yeah.
all right, everybody. Next week, Linda's
Next
channel.
week.
Thumbs
See you
up.
then. Cheers.
Cheers. Bye-bye.